started.
Okay.
My name is Michael. What's your name?
My name is Francisco Ramirez, and if people are curious, what I do is I am a sexual health educator and public health consultant. So one of the things that I do here in the park is I come out on the weekends and give free advice on relationships, sex, and dating. And people just line up and we have conversations with us.
How do you view teens nowadays and why?
That's kind of a big question, but what I would say about that is I view adolescents, teens, younger people as really capable, really able to hopefully make really good choices for themselves. I think, and the reason that I put that out there as one thing is that I think that all of my work in sex ed, I see that sometimes people want to make assumptions about young people and say, all young people are bad, all young people make bad decisions, if left alone, they don't know how to do the right thing, with age, they'll learn how to do the right thing. And in my experience, that's totally not necessarily the case. Sure, as we grow older, we have experiences and hopefully learn from our mistakes, but we might not necessarily, right? So I can see people who are old and grown who are making, worse decisions than maybe an adolescent is.
So what do you think the difference between the previous generation and teens and from modern generation?
Well, I'd say that there's a lot of things. I would, I work in media, and I know that everything, for example, like messaging and the way that we approach, generally we have to go faster, right? Because our attention span is really, really fast, right? So that's one thing that's different. I'd say technology influences a lot about all people of all ages, but I mean we can look and say that teens of sort of today's age are much in a totally different place, whereas like teens 20 years ago who didn't grow up with the internet.
So do you think schools prevent kids from doing alcohol, drugs, and sex?
I think schools can, if we're doing a good job in our schools. I know there's lots of programs, educational programs. Sometimes it's like a mandated course, or it's sometimes a short assembly. But I do think that there's really the opportunity for schools to use programming that can prevent effective programming. We can't have old programs that aren't working, but effective programming that will make a difference. But I think that we have to do something actively, because otherwise we can't just assume that a school on its own is going to engender a certain kind of behavior.
I see what you're saying. So do you think outside information influence the effect of teenagers today?
Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
Do you think outside sources influence teenagers in today's world? Such as the media and whatnot? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I think it influences people of any age. But particularly maybe younger people, because teens are so, it can take somebody who's 18 versus somebody who's, 80. The person who's 18 is much more likely to be connected into, Facebook, Twitter, always on their phone. We know how we walk around the city and on the train everyone's like, oh my gosh, right? So yeah, that's totally going to influence younger people in all sorts of ways, right? Good, bad, ugly, the whole gamut.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.